So I'm Matt Oliver. I'm from right here in Ideal, Georgia, in Macon County, right here along the banks of the Flint River and Whitewater Creek. I farm cotton, corn, soybeans, peanuts, and wheat, and we've got a small herd of beef cattle. And I've been doing this since about 2003, 2004, right in there. And in 2015, farming became my only venture. It's my only thing that I do now. You know, cotton offers us a lot of perks. We can grow cotton on most any ground. I don't know that I've got a bad farm for cotton. It offers us a lot of flexibility in the farm. It's so tough, so resilient, a lot like farmers. Here in Macon County, agriculture is the #1 industry. I think a lot of counties in the state can say that. But without agriculture, there'd be a lot of hungry homes in Macon County. Farming's had a lot of ups and downs through the time that I've done it. You know, I'd venture to say probably more downs than ups. It's been a great way of life, a great way to raise a family, you spend time in the outdoors and all that sort of thing. But it comes with a number of rigors. We just face them every day. We've seen really good commodity prices. We've seen really poor commodity prices. But really ever since COVID, we've just seen a terrible inflation in what we have to pay for mechanics and parts, even the seed and the herbicide and chemicals and stuff. We haven't had much relief. Right now, I don't feel like there's a very good safety net for cotton producers or really any other producer. There's just so many essentials that you have to operate a farm, even before the seed and the chemicals, that run the cost up so high. So this farm in particular is a very sandy farm. We do have good water here. We have a really good pivot here. So we're able to deliver the water like we need to, but we've grown a diverse crop rotation on it. We've really done well on cover crops with this farm. We've always made sure we have a cover crop because it's very sandy. We're trying to increase organic matter and the water holding capability of the soil. But this farm is pretty special because it's 110 acres surrounded by a pecan orchard, and it's surrounded by thousands of acres of timberland and Whitewater Creek just to the south. So with all that timberland in the creek come deer and hogs, and that's one of the main challenges here on this particular farm. Even as sandy as it is, we had to leave some of this farm out because of the downpours we had, you know, a month and a half, 2 months ago. We couldn't even get on this farm, and that says a lot because this farm's normally one that we can come work on almost any day, regardless of wet, dry, whatever. But we've really, so far this season, we've just gone from one extreme to the other. So this particular field we're in, you know, due to the extreme weather that we had, this field actually was planted on time. After this field, we had a big gap. We already had our peanuts planted when we started planting cotton, but then the rains came, and even this field didn't come up very good because it just got so saturated. But compared to other years, we're way behind. This time last year, I was totally done planting soybeans behind the combine. We had been done with cotton. We finished cotton last year. Man, I want to say it was, you know, May 21st, something like that. We were done really early with cotton. But this year, we didn't really get rolling good until the last of May. The ground finally began to dry out some, and what's coming up so far, I'm pretty satisfied with. But I do feel like we got to push this crop, and we've got to tighten the window on it, and maybe we do that with PGR and really put the water to it. But I'm sure some people are concerned that we're going to run out of time, you know, before frost. And you know, farming gives me some flexibility, and I guess, you know, that's probably what somebody would least expect me to say, is that it gives me flexibility. But since my family and I really love the outdoors, we love being outside, we don't mind the heat. I guess that flexibility is we get to spend time together outside, we get to hunt, we get to fish. Once in a while, we can take enough time to go away somewhere, you know, during the fall or winter after harvest. But you know, it's definitely more about the life than the living. Before I really started doing this, I looked at other farmers and said, you know, that's got to be a great way to make a living. And you know, it is. but I think maybe I expected more on the living side of things, you know, and what we could bring home and all of that. It's truly not for everybody. It's not for the faint-hearted.